Now, because of the success that I had with one-click book creation, on the back of that, and also because I was doing my bachelor's degree at the time, and my wife was doing her master's degree, and we saw the thesis and dissertation instructions that the individual institutions were handing out to their students to help them create their academic works with Microsoft Word. And in all honesty, they were terrible. Really, I mean, I'm a certified Word expert. I've been using Word for over 30 years, and I struggle to understand what they actually required, and that was a real big problem. And it's still a problem today, actually. I've helped various, let's say, academics from all over the world, in the UK, in Australia, in the US, format and publish things like their master's thesis and their dissertation, doctoral dissertations, and what have you. And universally, the instructions that are coming out of these institutions is appalling. It really is bad. And I mean, this was first, 10 years ago, and they still haven't got any better. And I mean, there's one particular UK South Coast university. I helped a son's friend, a guy I played rugby with his dissertation. And I asked him to send me the instructions, and it was absolutely terrible. And I contacted the university to offer my assistance, and they told me we've already got a Microsoft partner, which I kind of do understand. However, there has to be some form of, where are the standards in all this? If this is what you're paying for, and then you're passing this on to your students who, let's face it, are paying an inordinate amount of money to do their education with you, and this is the level of the work that you're providing, well, it leaves a lot to be desired. So anyway, what I did was I created a piece of software called One-Click Thesis. Now, it's a macro-enabled template, VBA. So let me enable the content like so. And there we go. I forgot to change the date. This was in 2018, this version. And like with one-click book creation, if you've watched that video, you can kind of see the structure that we're going for here. So you can add in your title, your author's name. This is all the stuff that institutions want within your dissertation, within your thesis, this kind of information. Of course, this can be customizable to any institution or whatever. So if you're from an institution and you're watching this and it doesn't quite fit your format, then contact me and I can customize it to what you need. And as before, when you put in your thesis information, you can save your file here, so you can reload it, or you can load the thesis details. Now let me go to, here we go. And then this is some research that this is like a research paper. This is just an essay that I did. It wasn't actually a thesis or anything like that. So then put in the university information, but this was my information here, and then any additional pages, as you can see here, dedication, epigraph, etc. And then, as before, all we need to do is, once done, is we click on Create Thesis, and then this writes the bare bones structure of your thesis in the background. The file automatically saves, the form closes, and there we go. That's your thesis set up, correctly formatted. And then all you need to do is read the instructions and then come down here, always turn show hide characters on, and then delete and start typing. And then there's some things in here, just instructions about using the thesis, where you can double click like that to delete the text, and so on and so forth. And in the same way as with one-click book creation, created custom menus here for all the common tasks that you need. Again, the similar level of styles. This is one of the things about Word. We always use the same kind of styles in Word. Covered elsewhere, but in Word we have 9 levels of heading. Heading 1 through to heading 9. Heading 1, level 1, heading 2, and so on and so forth. And this is the essence of documentation. It's hierarchical. It always is, especially in academic works. And this is licensed software, so there's licensing attached to it. And that's essentially how you create your thesis. So let me close this document, and then let me just show you another one with my wife's thesis. And there we go, effects of strategy-based reading instruction on English reading ability and reading self-efficacy of lower secondary school students. This was the graduation date. That's the thesis supervisor, university, etc. And then once we're good to go, we click on Create Thesis. And there you go. And that's your thesis, the initial thesis, formatted perfectly as per the requirements of the institution. Now, how good is that?